SonicWall has recently addressed a significant security vulnerability in its secure mobile access 100 series appliances, which has been actively exploited by attackers. This development is crucial for users of these devices, as the flaw could potentially allow unauthorized access to sensitive systems. The vulnerability, identified as CVE-2025-40602, was reported on December 17, 2025. It involves a local privilege escalation issue stemming from insufficient authorization in the appliance management console. Affected versions include several earlier releases of the SMA 100 series, with fixes provided in the latest updates. Next, we'll delve into the details of this vulnerability, its implications, and the necessary steps users should take to protect their systems. If you find this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals. If you found this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals. On December 17, 2025, SonicWall released critical updates to address the CVE-2025-40602 vulnerability, which allows for local privilege escalation due to insufficient authorization in its secure mobile access appliances. This vulnerability, assigned a CVSS score of 6.6, affects several versions of the SMA 100 series, with fixes implemented in versions 12.4.3-03245 and 12.5.0-02283. The discovery of CVE-2025-40602 was credited to researchers Clement Lassine and Xander Work from the Google Threat Intelligence Group. Their findings highlighted a concerning trend, as this vulnerability can be exploited in conjunction with CVE-2025-23006, which carries a much higher severity score of 9.8. The earlier vulnerability was patched in January 2025, suggesting a potential coordinated attack strategy by threat actors. In a related note, Google has been monitoring a cluster of attacks named UNC6148, which targets end-of-life SonicWall devices. While the connection between these attacks and CVE-2025-40602 remains unclear, it underscores the urgency for users to secure their systems, particularly as the U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency has added this vulnerability to its known exploited vulnerabilities catalog. Federal agencies are mandated to implement the necessary fixes by December 24, 2025, emphasizing the critical nature of timely response in cybersecurity measures. As the situation unfolds, the cybersecurity community is urged to remain vigilant, given the absence of details regarding the scale of the exploitation and the identities of the attackers involved. The implications of the CVE-2025-40602 vulnerability extend beyond immediate device security, affecting a broad array of stakeholders. First and foremost, organizations utilizing SonicWall's secure mobile access 100 series appliances face heightened risks, particularly those that have not yet applied the necessary patches. This vulnerability can lead to unauthorized access, which may result in data breaches, loss of sensitive information, and potential financial repercussions stemming from recovery efforts and regulatory fines. Additionally, the discovery of this flaw has raised alarms within the cybersecurity community, prompting increased scrutiny of similar devices across the industry. Security teams and organizations that rely on SonicWall products are now under pressure to reassess their risk management strategies and enhance their incident response protocols. The fact that CVE 2025-40602 can be exploited in conjunction with a previously reported vulnerability, CVE 2025-23006, underscores the need for comprehensive security measures that account for interconnected threats. Moreover, the involvement of the U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, signifies the vulnerability's potential impact on national security. By adding CVE 2025-40602 to its known exploited vulnerabilities catalog, CISA mandates that federal agencies act swiftly to mitigate risks, thereby influencing compliance and operational practices across public sector organizations. The broader consequences of this vulnerability also extend to the trust relationship between vendors and their customers. Customers may question the overall security posture of SonicWall and similar vendors, leading to potential shifts in market dynamics as organizations seek more robust alternatives. In light of ongoing attacks and the evolving threat landscape, the urgency for patching and proactive security measures cannot be overstated. Organizations must prioritize immediate action to safeguard their networks and maintain their operational integrity. As organizations navigate the aftermath of the CVE-2025-40602 vulnerability, immediate action is essential to safeguard their networks. Users of SonicWall SMA 100 series appliances are urged to prioritize the deployment of the latest patches, specifically version 12.4.3-03245 or 12.5.0-02283, which effectively mitigate the identified risks. In addition to applying the fixes, organizations should conduct a thorough assessment of their network security posture. This includes reviewing access controls and monitoring for any unauthorized access attempts that may have occurred prior to the patching. Given the vulnerability's nature, which allows local privilege escalation, it is critical to ensure that only authorized personnel have access to sensitive systems. Furthermore, organizations should remain vigilant in monitoring cybersecurity advisories from entities like the U.S. Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, CISA, which has flagged this vulnerability in its known exploited vulnerabilities catalog. Compliance with these advisories is not only a best practice but a regulatory requirement for federal agencies, which must implement fixes by the specified deadlines. To bolster defenses against potential future threats, organizations may consider enhancing their incident response plans. This could involve conducting tabletop exercises that simulate exploitation scenarios, thereby preparing their teams to respond effectively should a similar vulnerability arise. Lastly, staying informed about ongoing threat intelligence related to SonicWall devices, particularly the activities of groups like UNC 6148, can help organizations anticipate and mitigate risks associated with advanced persistent threats. By taking these proactive measures, SonicWall users can significantly reduce their exposure to cyber threats and strengthen their overall security framework. If you found this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals.